Hello everybody, welcome back to SkySaga Alpha 4.5. We are here with my Jessica from Quest Gaming, and it's time for another Tutorial Tuesday.
Hey guys, I'm Jessica and I am from Quest Gaming, and I'm really excited to be here and help you guys learn some new stuff.
So, our first little tip for you today is to do with heat and healing in the desert. So, you're in the desert and you've taken a little bit of damage and you have eaten so that you can regain some health. You now need to sleep by a fire. However, if you come over here and put a fire down out in the sunlight, you will see that it says it is too hot to sleep by the fire. That's because it has a direct line of sight up to the sky and up to the sun. So, it's going to not let you sleep by this fire. To fix this, what you want to do is come into any building or any type of shade, put down your fire just like this, and as you can see, you can quite happily sleep by this fire, no problems at all.
Alright, and our next tip is if you are in a room full of really awesome stuff that you just want to break apart, if you use your hatchets, you'll actually be able to have a higher chance of getting materials out of them instead of using pickaxes. So, you should probably always use hatchets when you break stuff, if you want to get materials out of it. And also, if you use sunsteel or froststeel hatchets, you'll break things in one hit rather than two hits with an iron hatchet.
So when you're in the desert, you can actually take heat damage, and you'll get a little bar pop up at the top, as you can see right now. This is when you're overheating. When that bar hits the red, you will take damage from being way too hot. So to get rid of this, you can simply eat some cactus. Eating cactus is definitely the best way to do this because 2 or 3 pieces of cactus will drop your heat bar all the way down to the bottom, whereas trying to find shade can be time consuming and also isn't as effective as just eating some cactus. Cactus is literally everywhere in the desert. Just break it down with pickaxes to get the most out of it.
Alright, so next we're going to talk about bow quickfire. So basically, when you are normally firing and you hold down left click, it goes to the entire animation. But if you quickly hold down the left and right buttons over and over and over, you'll fire quickly, way more faster than the full animation. So this can be really helpful with knockback and keeping bosses like warlords away from you like for longer rather than having to slowly draw back your bowstring. Quickfire can be a really great way of keeping guys away from you.
So we are back here on the little tutorial island in my home base, and this time we're going to show you a quick little tip about dismantling items. This is actually a bug in the game, but it's actually quite useful. So as you can see here, I've got 5 sunsteel plates in my inventory, and if I click and shift these over, you can see that I need to break down 2 at a time. So if I click dismantle, it's going to take 2 out, and I've only got 3 plates left. Now you would think that I could only break down 2 of these 3 plates. However, there's a slight bug at the moment that allows me to, by rapid fire clicking this dismantle button, I can actually dismantle all of them just like this. So as you can see, I dismantled it, I don't have any plates left, and I now have 9 sunsteel ore in my inventory. So this is just a quick little bug. It is a little bit cheaty, but it is a way of breaking down all of those items that you have, even if you've got an uneven number of plates or rods or anything like that. It works for anything that you can break down in large stacks like that.
Okay, so next tip we're going to talk about splitting your inventory stacks. So normally you might drag and drop your stuff down here to the bottom left of your rucksack to split something, and that would work perfectly. Or a faster and more easier way to do it is to hold down the shift button, and you can either left click to do one at a time and pick your own number and then use these arrows, or you can shift right click and it'll split it in half, and then it'll give you half of it in your hand and leave half of it in your rucksack. So that's a much easier way of splitting your inventory items. So our next tip is going to be something called rucksack jumping, and Drac is actually the one that came up with this, but I just want to give you guys an example. So here is a 1 high block. Now you can walk over this normally. Here's a 2 high block. You can jump on top of this. And here's a 3 high block. Now normally you cannot jump on top of this. It's not possible unless with rucksack jumping. So basically what you want to do is You're going to want to hold the direction you want to move while jumping, and then very soon after jumping, open and close your rucksack. So, wait, I messed up. Okay. All right. So there you go. So you jump, open and close your rucksack, and move in the direction you want to jump.
This one
Okay,
does
so
take a little bit of practice to get right, but once you get it right, you can rucksack jump a fair distance. You can definitely go up 3 blocks, and it is very useful for stuff like getting around the hub and getting to places you normally can't get to in the hub.
yeah, exactly.
The final couple of tips come with running dark worlds. So dark worlds, as you can see, get quite foggy and hard to see. So this is the white version, and we've got a bit of a blizzard going on here. If you go into a dark green, you get fog coming up, and if you go into a dark yellow, you get a sandstorm appearing. That does make it hard to see, and it makes it hard to see landmarks around you. So the very best way to do this is to come out until you can see water on your minimap, and then track around the edge of the adventure using the minimap to try and find locations. So as you can see on my minimap, if I just pull this up, there's actually a location right in front of me. Now, this doesn't always happen quite like this, but it's definitely the easiest way to go about these, because you'll usually find that a world will be structured so that the extra locations are around the edges, and then the actual portal boss location is sitting right in the middle. So if you skirt around the edge like this, you're guaranteed to run into whatever locations currently exist in your map. And finally, there's a quick tip to beat the cold. So as you can see, my bar is getting pretty low. I'm really, really cold right now. I could eat some food, but that would be a waste of the meat that I have in my hands. So I can also place down this, which is a brazier. Anything that throws off light and heat will heat you back up in the desert world. So this is any types of brazier, any floor lamps, and even the wood stove will heat you up. So if you have any of those recipes, make up a junk one and bring it with you into White Worlds, because it will save you from eating all of your food as you wander around the place and get cold. Okay, so that about wraps it up for today. Thank you so much for watching. Go check out Chroma Quest Gaming. I will put a link down in the description. Jessica does some really good stuff over there. A lot of tutorials and things that are a little bit more beginner-based stuff, you know, whereas I do more kind of technical big builds. This is really helpful for beginners, so you should really jump over there and check all of those things out. Like I said, I'll throw a link in the description, and I'll see you all next week.